Happy Vlogmas. I definitely this weekend vlogging, I vlogged, but it was hard to edit. So now you will have seen vlog 3 and 4. I combined them, and I am sorry, but it kind of had to be done. With us going out of town Saturday and driving back that night, there was just no time to edit. And then yesterday I watched the England game and I was really enjoying that and hanging out, and it just, I put that in there, but there just wasn't, that is what I was doing, so it just made sense to combine them. So that'll go out, so you guys will have seen that by the time this one goes out. And this is Vlogmas Day 5. As you saw, we're at Whataburger. I'm in the line right now, and I'm getting my breakfast on a bun. If you are not from the South and don't have access to Whataburger, I am sorry, but if you ever are in the South and have the opportunity to go to Whataburger for breakfast, the Bob breakfast on a bun is my favorite, and I always add bacon to it, because you know what? Why choose? You should get both. But I'll show you guys here in a minute. So much fun last night. I came home like relatively early. I left the bar at like 8:30, 8:45, so I was home by 9 o'clock and in bed, which was very reasonable of me. But then, I don't know if you guys do this, if you drink, do you ever find you wake up in the middle of the night? Like, I woke up wide awake at like 1:30 in the morning. And so I just kind of played on my phone for a little bit and tried to get myself to go back to sleep. But yeah, I hate when I do that. So I think the rest of this week, during the week, I'm just not gonna drink because it does mess with me. I hate to admit. You know, it's so funny, like obviously it's not Christmas yet, but New Year's is coming and everyone's trying to talk about plans and what to do. New Year's is such a weird time. Everybody is so non-committal about making plans for New Year's, because you know everyone's wanting to see if there's like a better party or situation to go to. And in past years, well, I guess for the past few years, like I've kind of taken like a just be low-key approach. Like I love going to like a friend's party or something if something like that's happening, but at the same time, I also just tend to feel like, you know, people used to always go out for like these fancy dinners on New Year's, and I feel about New Year's the way I feel about Valentine's Day, which is Valentine's Day, it's like everybody scrambles, and New Year's too, right? Like you scramble to get reservations, you go to these like fancy places that are prefix, and so like you're paying more money for a less than great experience because they're just trying to churn and get you out. Like the waiter's not taking their time with you, the food is like rushed, it's sometimes like cold or whatever, and just subpar. So it's kind of like, what's the point of all that? I mean, if that's your thing and that's what you like to do, by all means, do you. But I just feel like things are more expensive, not as good. It's kind of amateur hour, right? But I still do it. I still go out on New Year's. Now, granted, my version of going out is not to like the club or anything anymore. I would rather go to like my local bar and have some drinks and celebrate with my friends and just be chill. But sleeper hit is celebrating New Year's Day. And that has become something that I really enjoy doing. We'll go to like a nicer place, go get oysters and whatnot, and champagne, and day drink. And I really love a day drink. I really do. It's kind of great. And then like you're home by, you know, 5, 6 o'clock, you order in some dinner, and you're able to function the next day. It's kind of genius. This year I don't know what we're doing. I thought about having like a small dinner party, but I don't know if I really want to do that and go through doing all that work, because then that means all the cleanup, and if you're rushing off to the bar, you're just going to end up letting a lot of the dishware soak, which means New Year's Day is going to be a lot of work for me. And that just doesn't sound fun. So I don't know, maybe we'll go out of town or something. I have no idea. TBD on that one. Yesterday, leaving the World Cup game, the bar I was at was on a street that was blocked off, right? Like it's like a little, so when I called my Uber, they were circling, and I tried calling them, and they didn't answer, but they were texting me. They kept texting, where are you, where are you? And I would explain to them, like, hey, the street's blocked off. If you just stay still, I can come to you. And they kept circling. Finally, the guy, you know, it's always a guy, it's not a woman, right, that wants to have an argument with you about it. I get to the car, and the guy and I'm trying to call him, and he won't answer. And he's like, I get in the car, I was like, hey, I was trying to call you. And he's like, oh, I can't see it. You couldn't see the call, but you could text? First off, that doesn't make any sense. Then the man starts saying how it was my fault because he couldn't find me. And I'm like, sir, I told you the street's blocked off. I asked you just to stay still. If you're circling, there's no way for me to find you. Like, and if you clearly didn't know where I was, but I can see you, like, if you just, and I kept asking you to stay still. And he started to like retort back to me, and I said, you know what? This is not a productive conversation. You think you're right, I think I'm right. Let's not discuss it. And then he goes to discuss it again because he's a man and has to have the last word. And I'm like, no, I think you're not understanding my boundary. Therapy talk. I'm done with this conversation. Like, we're not just, it's not up for discussion. Like, you think you're right, I think I'm right. You're not going to change my mind, and I'm not going to change yours. So let's just end the conversation and just get to the destination, and we can be over with this interaction between ourselves. Why? It's always a dude. Like, I feel like if you have a female driver, like, they're way more accommodating. Guys, like, just want to be jerks to women. Does anyone else feel like this? I really think it's a patriarchal thing. God, I'm so excited to eat this food. Fun fact, I tried to look up, because sometimes I'm just curious, and so for me to just go buy this outright, $6.92, right? But had I Uber Eats'd it would be $20. $20 freaking for a $6 thing. Like, I get, like, the company has to make their money, but geez Louise, that's a really big upcharge. And that's before even having to tip the guy, right? Like, if you got a tip, then, like, what are you looking at? Like, $23 fast food experience. Like, that's insane to me. Gosh, you can really see through my hair. Alopecia. If you guys have nice hair, like, I just want to tell you right now, I'm so envious of you. Thank your lucky stars you have good hair, because I've been dealing with this since I was like 24 years old, and I mean, it's getting better. If you guys want to see, like, it's just this spot here, really, and then I have the side, but I think the side is more a traction alopecia situation than like actual alopecia from stupidly having well, I got sew-ins, which I love sew-in extensions, and I never had a problem with them. But one time, story time, the lady I'd been going to, and she's great, but instead of at her salon, she asked me to come to her house, which was fine because she was like in between, I don't know, whatever. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I go to her place, and I get there, and I bring my extensions, and normally she has the weave hair that you weave into your scalp. Well, I guess she didn't have it, and she didn't bother to tell me, hey, I don't have this, and your hair's really fine, like, I can't do this to you. She just proceeded to do my hair, or tell me, like, hey, let's just run to the beauty shop real quick and get this, like, it's gonna make the appointment longer, but you'll be more happy with the situation. She put the weave in on these little fine sticks, and you know, when you get weave done, your hair, you can be kind of a little sore afterwards. That's normal. But this was not normal soreness. And I was like, we've got to cut this out. And so the next, you know, after I left, the next morning I was like, we got to cut this out. And so we cut it out, and I was just like in tears. And it was the same day as my shower. I had to go get a wig. So if you were at my shower, that was a wig I was wearing, if you didn't know. And sometimes I wear wigs, and I like to normalize that because, you know what? Hair is just, oh, it's a lot being a woman. Is the beautiful, yes, Gato. It's my breakfast on a bun. I am so excited for this. at this closet. So I'm here with my friend Katie, and she has a lot of her products that she represents here in this house. Each room is done by a different designer, so it's really, really cool, and it's giving me a lot of ideas because, as you guys know, I'm definitely a fashion girl, but design girl, I'm kind of new at. My style is basically make it look like a Rolling Stone lived there. And my husband's mid-century modern, so figuring out how to amalgamate that, it's really great for me to be in these spaces and kind of learn from the experts. We just had success. Got parking downtown during a Rockets game, no less. And I parked
2 blocks
beautifully.
away.
Beautifully parked.
There's a tight squeeze.
It was a tight squeeze, but we made it. Woo! And now we're going to reserve to celebrate Repeal Day, which is the day that they repealed the laws so that Prohibition was over. And we can all drink again.
Let's drink.
Yeah, and they're supposed to have burlesque dancers, so it's gonna be really, really fun. So we'll take you in. That's all.